This is Ohio Valley Conference football on ESPN+. What a game and what a night we have for you. Two teams looking for their first win of the year on a picture-perfect evening in St. Charles, Missouri. The location, Hunter Stadium, the home field for the home-standing Lindenwood Lions as they take on number 9, Central Arkansas. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Ramsey alongside my partner, Zach Zook. And Zach, as we mentioned, two teams looking for that first win. Both had really tough challenges in week one.
That's right, but two great opportunities for each of these teams to get that first win. For Lindenwood, it's the second time they've taken on a ranked opponent. After taking on their first FBS opponent in the top-ranked Jayhawks, they take on UCA, a team in the top 10 of the FCS, and a team that they've had a little bit of success against. And for UCA, a chance to wipe that taste out of their mouth after a controversial defeat against FBS Arkansas State last weekend.
Two teams with terrific quarterbacks. Let's find out about the quarterback comparison. We're going to go to the sideline, and our sideline reporter, Jacob Stanek.
Thank you, Bob and Zach. Both of these quarterbacks have had some similar start to the season, both against FBS teams and both with 100 yards through the air to begin their years, but it's the difference in career so far. This is start number 8 total for Nate Glantz after transferred from McNeese and before starting off at Iowa State after being a JUCO standout at Iowa Western. But on the other side, McIlvain is now starting game number 45 of his NCAA career, his third year here at UCA, after 3 years at UNI, where he was one of the freshman player of the years just a handful of years ago back in 2018, completed nearly 2,500 yards last season, where Glantz only 860. Back to you guys.
And we'll be getting back to Jacob throughout the game. Quarterback comparison is presented by Johnston's. Johnston's, the official recognition company of the Ohio Valley Conference. Well, Zach, as we get ready for this one, two different kind of games, both teams playing up, if you will. The Lions, a very tough opponent in 22nd ranked Kansas, but boy, a tough way to lose a game for Central Arkansas at Arkansas State.
Certainly, and they're going to have to bounce back and sort of flush that. And what's so resilient about young collegiate athletes is it's easier for them to do that. They're very resilient, and so the fast start for Central Arkansas will be key here today, as it will be for the Lions, who did not start fast in Kansas City last weekend.
Yeah, that finish, and we'll talk about it as the game goes on, but a controversial finish, and Central Arkansas essentially got an apology after the fact, but it doesn't change the win-loss record.
I'm sure the coaching staff would tell you that.
So we're ready to go. Lindenwood with Thomas and Patrick. Back to receive. And we are underway. Kick deep to the right side, left side rather. Thomas with the catch out to the 20, hit hard and dropped. And we're underway here at Hunter Stadium in St. Charles, Missouri.
Hello, Wilson with a big hit on the opening kickoff. Ran right down there in kickoff coverage, and he'll be a man that the Lindenwood offense will have to keep an eye on all evening long. He is a handful in the linebacking core for the Bears.
We got a thumbnail sketch about Nate Glantz. Tell me what you saw in that Kansas game from Nate.
A lot of potential, obviously, and you heard in the quarterback comparison that Jacob relayed for us that he's pretty green. Hasn't had a ton of starts in his collegiate career, but the talent is obvious, and that's what he'll want to clean up and put on display here tonight.
And rolling right, first play of the game, throwing on the run, and busted up in the last second. The intended receiver was Reese Thomas.
Really tight coverage by T.D. Williams. There was really nothing there. They wanted the front side comeback initially. That was locked up. The Bears did a good job taking away the underneath stuff on that bootleg. And so Glantz all the way to the backside of his progression, tried to throw the over route, but Williams sticky in coverage.
Freshman Steve Hall is the running back. 5'9", 200. The St. Louis metro area. MICDS was his high school. Trips right. Pitch to Hall. Nice little cutback. Tried that little jump stop and to slide by, but it was swarm tackling and right back to the line of scrimmage.
And there's Wilson again in the linebacking core already here for UCA. Made the nice tackle on kickoff and then a tackle for no gain. They try to pull the guard around on that quick pitch play, but a really good job by the Bears defense at the second level of setting the edge. Obvious passing situation, and the Bears are going to get to pin their ears back and come after Glantz.
Keep an eye on Caldwell, wide to the right side, the short side, number 1. Caldwell, the junior out of Louisville. He is the man, 6'4", 197-pound junior. Glantz steps up, throws on the run. It's complete, first down. Tough catch, threaded the needle nicely and squirted it through, got it to Krobath.
Well, UCA has an elite pass rusher in David Walker. That time they dropped him into coverage and only rushed 3. And I got to imagine up in the booth, offensive coordinator for Lindenwood, Dusty Avorka, is saying thank you because they had plenty of time for Glantz to step up, read the defense, and deliver a bullet.
All alone in the backfield is Glantz. Wants to throw across the middle. He does. Complete to Thomas. Gain of about 7 on the play. Reese Thomas, the sophomore from Lansing, Kansas.
This is something they're going to have to do a better job of tonight than they did against Kansas last week, is winning first down. If they get into these obvious passing situations, they're going to struggle. But if they can manage the down and distance a little better, that's when you're really going to see this offense and the balance of it really shine.
Lions overload the left side. Hall back in there at running back. 6'2" junior Nate Glantz, the QB. The handoff to Hall, and he is met in the backfield and thrown for a 4-yard loss.
Great penetration on the inside by Central Arkansas. Dylan Williams, number 3, was the one that got into the backfield first. Did a really good job of shooting the gap. And
yeah, safety blitz there and came roaring through.
And they picked the right spot to do it in, and now you're in another obvious passing situation. Let's see if UCA rushes 3 or if they try to put a little bit more heat on number 18.
Keep an eye on tight end Abe Hare, 84, split wide right. Heavy pressure, Glantz has to roll. He's in trouble, and he's thrown for a sack all the way back at the 20-yard line. We've already mentioned him. We'll be mentioning his name all night. David Walker, the lone man bursting through and making the play.
2.5 sacks last week. He's a problem, and they've got to know where he's at all times. They get him on the right tackle, so he gets a one-on-one matchup, and Glantz just unable to escape the grasp of number 8. And that is why Lindenwood needs to win first and second down so they don't get into these obvious passing situations where they're having to block number 8 one-on-one.
Patrick Turner back to kick. Sending him back on his heels on that play. Bridges gets it out to close to the 40-yard line, right on the 40, and that is where the Bears of Central Arkansas will take over first and 10.
This is an offense now in the Bears looking for a better start than they had last week. Obviously, 31 total points, but it doesn't tell the whole story. They were shut out in the first half on the road against Arkansas last week, so they get great starting field position here, ball on the 40-yard line. They'd love to go put points up on the board early.
Tremendous senior quarterback in Will McIlvain, 5'11" senior, but he gets it done. Out of Des Moines, Shunderick Powell is another veteran player who they rely on. 5'9", 180-pound senior, had 176 yards against Arkansas State. And the give to him up the right side, has to cut it out. He cut back, missed a tackle, slipped through one, and then across the 50-yard line for the first down plus.
Lindenwood had a great opportunity to make this tackle at the line of scrimmage. The linebacker Ethan Stolsaltz does a good job of forcing the back to bounce this to the outside, where Eric Gant, the transfer safety, had a chance to bring him down. He misses a tackle, and this was sort of a story for them last year on defense. That one missed tackle, all of a sudden, no gain becomes 10+.
McIlvain all alone, out of the shotgun, steps up, throws deep, going for the big play, and he overthrows his man, looking for Tyon Berry. the junior. He had their lone receiving touchdown last week, and he was going for Barry and all the marbles.
They beat Lindenwood's secondary on this play. Edwards trying to play underneath of it, but again, it's Eric Gant. He's supposed to be over the top of this. They get a step on the Lindenwood secondary, but just off the mark a little bit with the pass, and it's 2nd and 10.
Gives straight ahead. Powell again, turns the corner, gets some space, and a first down. Shunderick Powell, almost identical runs.
He is so sudden and very quick. That time, Vincent King had a beat on him, but Powell bounced it out to the outside so quickly, it made it look like King was in quicksand. I promise it's not because King is slow, it's just Powell is that fast.
Did not get the first down. It's 3rd and 1. Everybody shifting left to right. Student body. The give ahead. This time the first down for Powell.
A lot of window dressing there to run inside zone on 3rd and 1. Sometimes that's just what that is. They just want to get the defense moving around to soften them up in these short yardage situations. Good job by Hale. Not messing around, grabs the first down.
And another one coming out of the back. It was Darius Hale this time. Big gain for Hale. And the Lions suddenly are saying, hey, we got to figure out this run game.
That one, the offensive line of the Bears blocked up really well. Hale wasn't touched until he was already 10 yards downfield. And if Lindenwood missed one tackle, he would have been in the end zone.
Fake the inside handoff. A fumble recovered by Central Arkansas. We'll see if they can hang on to it. Darius Hale was able to fall on it. Great pressure by Lindenwood.
They wanted to get the ball to Malachi Henry running a post on the near side, and they just didn't have time for it to develop out of the play action. Great pressure by the Lions front four. Very fortunate were the Bears to have fallen on that. Get another look at it here. It's, guess who? Stolsalt's causing problems yet again.
He's become quite a leader, not only in his play, but in his attitude. True leadership. Now it's 2nd and 12. Fake the inside handoff, more pressure. Here they come, trying to run McIlvain down. He throws it into the end zone. Out of bounds. They may want to look at that one.
Close.
They may want to look at that one.
I thought in real time, Rammer, I'm with you. I think Henry may have gotten a foot down.
Malachi Henry, the redshirt freshman, that was a tremendous play. See if he gets that foot down. What a way to make something out of nothing, because it was great pursuit into the end zone. There's the catch. There's the foot.
I think that's a touchdown.
They're playing on. Lindenwood catches a break perhaps. McIlvain, tons of time. Across the middle, it's complete. Brought down quickly on the play. The Lions in on that one right away.
Well, that is massive if you're the Lindenwood defense. Great play by McIlvain on the play before, scrambling around and taking a shot one-on-one to what maybe was a touchdown. They don't get the review, and so Lindenwood's able to hold strong on 3rd and double sticks, and now they'll force the field goal opportunity.
Jake Ward back, snap is back, it's hit the goalpost! He doinked it! Oh my, 2 breaks in a row for Lindenwood.
Just a 35-yarder, plenty of distance, but from the right hash. Just kicked it straight on line with the post. Lindenwood, that'll energize this defense.
Wow, no score here in the first quarter, and we are set up for a fantastic game. Central Arkansas and Lindenwood to the OVC on ESPN+. Welcome back to Hunter Stadium, St. Charles, Missouri, Lindenwood University. Hey, on that touchdown play that we couldn't see why it wasn't a touchdown, Jacob Stanek said it was right in front of him on the sideline. Jacob.
Thanks, Bob. I had a good look at it. He was 1 turf bounce away from having just an immaculate catch. Had 1 foot down in the end zone, drug it cleanly. Almost had 2, like an NFL touchdown, but as soon as he collided with the ground, ball popped straight up and onto the turf.
Thank you. Just as good as another replay. Well done. Handoff straight ahead for Steve Hall. Short gain.
Well, that would make sense because it was pretty apparent on the replay view that we had that the foot was down in the field of play, and that makes sense as to why there wasn't a review. Obviously, the review officials have access to angles that we do not always have in real time.
Hall stays in the backfield. Caldwell wide to the right side. Always want to keep an eye on him. Quick look to the outside, trying to find Darren Fugit. Timing on that play just didn't click.
Yeah, just a miss from Nate here. Put it well in front of his tight end. And now again, you're in 3rd and long. Obvious passing situation. This is where the Bears defense really thrives. I wouldn't be surprised if Lindenwood left a tight end or a back end to chip Walker off the edge here on this 3rd down. They've got Fugit over there.
You see Walker, number 8, on the near side of the defensive line. An All-American. Pro scouts taking a look at him. Dropping a throw. Glance. Throws deep. It's Caldwell deep. Oh, he couldn't hang on down the sideline. He had a step on the defender and just off his fingertips. Terrific play call, but the Lions couldn't complete it.
This close. They do double team Walker with a combination of the back and the tight end. Then on that play, slid the protection to the left side, which gave Glance a clean pocket to take a shot down the field to his leading receiver, just millimeters away from potentially being a touchdown.
Trey Bridges back to receive the punt from Patrick Turner. Little looping end over end. He's going to let it go. Bridges lets it go, rolls to the 30-yard line, and that's where Central Arkansas will take over 1st and 10.
Pretty solid punt. We've got a little defense being played here in this one, Rammer.
Let's go to our keys to the game that are brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security. Zach?
Well, first for the visiting Central Arkansas Bears, it's going to be to forget about last week. They have to flush it and start fast here in their first FCS game of the season. They were shut out in the first half last week, scored 31 second half points. And then for Lindenwood, they need to slow down David Walker. 23 sacks a season ago, and he had 2.5 sacks in the game against Arkansas State just last week. Already has one here tonight. They're going to have to do a good job of keeping an eye on number 8 and not letting him wreck the game. In the passing game, Lindenwood should be able to attack the middle of the field against this Bears defense, and they'll try to do that here tonight.
Designated drivers are the real MVP. If you've been drinking, pass your keys to a sober friend, because fans don't let fans drive drunk. So 2 running plays to start the series, and it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Bears.
Nice job there on that 2nd down run by Lindenwood. They get a tackle for loss here. A lot of hats to the football, and you're going to need more than one oftentimes to bring down Powell.
Shenderick Powell, the lone running back. Will McIlvain, 15 of 28 last week at Arkansas State. Sets up, pocket collapse, he's brought down. Oh, big play. That's Jaden Patrick. Quarterback came around and nailed it.
Yeah, a little cat corner blitz. You love to see it if you're Eric Inama and the Lindenwood Lions defense. Another stop here to get the football right back to their offense. They were trying to work the shallow part of the field on the near side, and the route just took too long to develop.
Trace Beard is the punter. Ronnie Thomas is back to receive at his own 30-yard line. On 4th and 11. Line drive punt. Takes a Central Arkansas bounce and several good ones all the way back to the Lindenwood 20-yard line. Good result to that punt.
Yeah, very nicely done. Get it on the ground, get it rolling in the right direction, and back Lindenwood up. A really nice job by the Bears flipping the field, but Lindenwood with a couple of defensive stops. Central Arkansas has been playing solid defensively as well, so this is very opposite from the game we saw 2 years ago between these two schools, that there wasn't much defense being played at all in that game.
So Lindenwood huddling up on the sideline. Dusty Avorka and head coach Jed Stugart sends him out. Reese Thomas, slot on the left side. Caldwell wide to the right side. Quick shot to the 25-yard line, complete. Kraboth, Drew Kraboth knocked it down, or caught it, hit the deck. 6'2 freshman out of Fenton in suburban St. Louis. He went to Rockwood Summit, and they're getting a lot of reps for the Frosh.
He certainly spent most of his first year on campus injured, and he's back healthy. And Dusty Avorka, this offense, they're very excited about what he can become.
Glance has time across the middle, has Caldwell caught across the 50, stays on his feet, another 10 yards, another 15 yards, all the way to the 35-yard line of Central Arkansas. Caldwell, you wouldn't say, boy, what he does run after the catch, but that was incredible. An extra 15 yards plus after he made the grab.
That's what 6'5", 200 pounds can do for you. He's dragging the entire secondary for an extra 15 yards, and really the first explosive play involving number one this season. We'll see if it energizes the offense.
Lance wants to throw again. Little jump hook. Kind of pushed it over the line of scrimmage, got it forward. The catch was made and then dropped. Gain of a couple on really a wacky play. Let's take a look at the Caldwell catch again. And as impressive, he was open, made the great catch, great throw, but then watch this. One tackler, two tacklers, three tacklers. Caldwell keeps going. What a play.
Did a great job of using his body position to out-jump the corner. And then you're right, it's just how many do we need to bring this guy down?
And a drive forward, Jamo. Cortez Jones into the game. The senior Jones with a dynamic drive over the right side, Zach.
That's the first carry for him. He was the recipient of that pass on the last play. Lindenwood's best run of the night by far. And then here's your guy, here's Robert Giammo, checks into the game. So the third back already into the game here for Lindenwood.
Giammo has been injured for the better part of 2 years, but has marvelous talent. They love him. He gets hit as he takes the handoff and dropped right at the line of scrimmage. So with Jones, Giammo, and Hall, you got a senior, a junior, and a freshman. They all do something a little bit different, but they do what they do very well.
And I think Lindenwood in a perfect world is going to use all three and maybe even more throughout the season to try to keep all three as healthy as possible.
2nd and 10.
Really nice play made there again by Walker. I mean, he is all over the place early in this one.
Thomas and Caldwell to the left side. Kraboth to the right. Tight end is Fugit. Looking to throw across the middle. Hit before he could make the catch. Some of the fans thought that hit was a little early. They tried to get it to Caldwell.
This ball's thrown on the wrong side of Jeff's body. You want to throw it away from the defender here. It's person in coverage, the safety. If you put that on the outside shoulder, it's probably a completion in a first down. Just a little, those little inaccuracies can make all the difference in the world.
Now 3rd and 10. Thomas and Caldwell again wide to the left side. Cortez Jones, the running back, fakes the handoff, keeping it. Glance across the 20, close to the 15 before he's brought down. Short of the first down, but a nice gain.
I thought he had the 15. They're going to mark him down at the 16, and you wonder if they're going to leave the offense there out onto the field. It would have been about 2 or 3 yards to gain. Now you're closer to that 4th and medium. I wonder if they'll run the field goal unit out onto the field, and they do.
4th and 4. Mark it at the 16-yard line.
See, to me, 4th and 4 is a lot different than 4th and 2. If you get it to 2 yards to gain, then maybe you leave the offense out.
Turner the holder, Seibert the kicker, right through the uprights, and the Lindenwood Lions take the lead 3-0. Good drive.
And it is important to end these drives, this positive momentum that you have. You don't want to leave that drive with no points. So get some points, get the lead. You got the crowd into it. Good start for Lindenwood.
1:08 left in the first quarter. 3-0 Lindenwood. And this is OVC football on ESPN+. "72 degrees in St. Charles, Missouri. A light, almost perfect little breeze coming out of the north. It couldn't be better at this time of year for college football. This is the OVC on ESPN+. And the Lions with a 3-0 lead will be kicking. Logan Seibert. Kick is drilled into the end zone, and they'll take a knee on that one. Going back was Cam Robinson. He made the wise choice. And the Bears will take over 1st and 10. We'll take a quick break. It's the OVC on ESPN+. We have two tremendous coaches on these sidelines. Zach Zook, let's take a look at our coach's profile.
Well, you were just taking a look at Nathan Brown. He's been a big part of Bears football for a very long time. This is his 7th season as the head coach, but before that, he was the offensive coordinator from 2014 to 2017 and the most prolific quarterback in UCA history before his coaching career. As an OC, the team went 33-15, had the most efficient passing offense in the FCS in 2017, won a share of the first ever ASUN in 22. And there you see Jed Stugart. This is his 8th season with the Lindenwood Lions. Overall record of 127-55.
Fake to Hale, missed the pass across the middle. The coaches' profiles are presented by Explore Evansville, where everything is in reach. Explore Evansville, Indiana. 3rd and 10 now.
Saw there on the lower third, Jed led this school to back-to-back conference titles before making the leap to the FCS level, as well as a 7-3 record in their first season in the FCS. They're trying to get back to that.
Darius Hale is the running back. McIlvain drops. Pocket collapses. He got it away. Oh, what a catch across the middle for a first down. Tremendous play across the middle. Trajan Bridges, the 6'1 senior, went up and got it.
You can tell the poise that Will McIlvain has with those 40-plus starts under his belt. With the early pressure the Lions have caused, he's remained poised. That time stepped up in the pocket and delivered a bullet.
This time they go to Hale. He has to find his own opening as his hole collapsed, and a big drop for a loss. Big play by Lindenwood. Frank Caldwell jumped in there and made the final hit.
First man to him, though, was Devin Edwards jumping through the linebacking core. He's back and healthy. Another player that by the time they got into the OVC slate last year, he was already lost for the season. You combine him with Stolzhausen, you see him. He's eyeing Hale down all the way, bursting through the A-gap to start that tackle for loss.
2nd and 10. And we have whistles as it was 2nd and 10 from the 43.
Well, a lot different first quarter than it was a few seasons ago.
We'll take a break after 1 quarter of play. Very good defensive ball game. 3-0. Lindenwood leads number 9 Central Arkansas. This is the OVC on ESPN+. Second and 10 for number 9 Central Arkansas. Derek Powell in the backfield with McIlvain. They give it to Powell. Has to cut back through the middle. Does it nicely. A nice gain to the 50. Let's go to Jacob Stanek on the sideline with more info on the Lions season.
Well, this Lindenwood team had an opportunity of a lifetime, the first time playing an FBS opponent, and not just any FBS opponent. They went up over to Kansas City as they took on the number 22 at the time, Kansas Jayhawks. Those Jayhawks, of course, really took it to them. But when I talked to Jed Stugart earlier this week, he said that this was more or less a great experience, but not just going over to get a great experience, but going over to win a game. He said that the biggest thing he got from his team was the maturity that his team has found, especially since last season. But also another thing to note was the difference in stadium atmosphere. That was one thing we talked about. They played Kansas at Children's Mercy Park, a soccer stadium, home to Sporting KC. And of course, Sporting KC, the soccer team, Lindenwood has played the likes of Hunter Stadium, Nissan Stadium, of course, for Tennessee State. But something different about Children's Mercy that fed into the atmosphere, that being the way the stadium was built, with the difference in the football and soccer atmospheres, really played a difference in the game. Something they'll certainly won't forget for a lifetime. Bob and Zach.
On a 4th and short, turns the corner and gets the first down for Central Arkansas, Darius Hale.
Big moment in this game. UCA does well to convert. They keep this drive live, and now they have to feel with one more first down pretty good about getting points. You know, it's interesting. They did that look back to the sideline to then call another play. A little bit of an issue with the clocks going on right now. The digital play clock not working.
McIlvain steps up, swings it right. Hale with the catch across the 40 to about the 38-yard line of Lindenwood.
Pretty good defense there. You can live with that gain on the check down.
Hale had a nice game last week against Arkansas State, 46 yards rushing, 3 of 7. Catching it out of the backfield. Now Powell back in there as they rotate their running backs. McIlvain, hand off to Powell. Big hole opens up. Turns the corner. Runs into his own man. Slows him down, or he might have gone all the way in. What a terrific run. There's a flag on the play. Back at the 35-yard line. What a terrific run by Powell.
It was good defense by Lindenwood just to keep him out of the end zone, but this may be coming back. It's in the area of holding. And they're already backing up.
Hold on Central Arkansas. They're going to run it all the way back to the Lindenwood 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13 from there. Derek Powell is going to try and repeat his performance.
Yeah, they got the center there, Dylan Spencer, on the hold.
This time, McIlvain to throw. Has time across the middle. It's complete. He found his man Powell, run out of bounds. Gains to the Lindenwood 40.
Lindenwood's played great on the back end so far in this game. They are forcing McIlvain to check the football down. They're trying to go deep on a lot of these, or at least in the intermediate area, but credit this back end for Lindenwood. The cornerbacks, the 2 transfer safeties in Gant and Kanapke, they've done an excellent job.
3rd and 7. McIlvain directs traffic. Now he's ready. He's going to drop back. Beats the pressure. Throws it long. Has a man. Oh, what a catch! Down the sideline, Malachi Henry. Oh, baby, what a catch.
That's very tough on the Lindenwood secondary. They're in man coverage. They're pressed up as well. That's just a perfect throw. Perfect throw beats perfect coverage every time. Patrick's in pretty good phase. Gets a good bump on Henry at the line, and he's right in his hip pocket. But credit McIlvain, and then the exceptional catch.
And now Powell runs it in for a touchdown. Long pass and a quick punch in from Powell. It is a touchdown as Powell drives it home, and it gives number 9 Central Arkansas the lead, 6-3, and they'll go for the point after. Gonna go for 2, Zach?
Certainly looks that way. McIlvain's still out on the field. Little wrinkle here for UCA.
He wants to keep it. He does, and he takes it in. He fumbled the football. Fumbled the football. They will not get the points. Unfortunate for the Bears because it was a beautiful play.
Yeah, they had this. I don't know if McIlvain just lost focus there for a brief moment.
Took a hit, maybe. Somebody grabbed an arm.
Yeah, so they do rule it a fumble before he gets over the line. The 2-point try no good, and it'll remain a field goal game.
6-3, Central Arkansas with the lead. What a catch by Malachi Henry on the previous play.
Sure was. Punctuated by Powell, but you're right. The catch is what set that up.
We'll take a break. 6-3 and a good one here in St. Charles, Missouri. Central Arkansas leads Lindenwood by 3. This is the OVC on ESPN+. Arkansas gets set to kick it off. Let's go to the replays. Or let's kick it off first. I'm easy. Oh, okay. Now we'll take a look. Let's see what happened as he went into the end zone. Oh, got hit. It was a good hit and a strip just as he got to the goal line. And now back to live action and the Lindenwood return across the 25 and out about the 28-yard line.
Good call by the officials there. Rammer definitely fumbled before he broke the plane, and already the second forced fumble in this game by Stolzaltz. They had that thing set up. It probably should have been a successful 2-point conversion. But Stolzaltz never gave up on the play and keeps 2 points off the board, and now it's still a field goal game.
Cortez Jones in at running back with Glantz the quarterback. Fugit in motion, left to right. Stumbling, bumbling, turning the corner, staying on his feet, getting the first down. Here comes Jones across the 45 to about the 48-yard line. What a run by Cortez Jones. It looked like it had no chance.
You can see why Lindenwood got him out of the transfer portal from Murray State. He had a pretty good game on this field against them 2 seasons ago, and he adds an element to this running game that they simply didn't have before. 6 foot, 238-pound senior, and you saw all 238 rumbling towards the UCA front 7 on that carry.
Fake pass and a keep, and that play got busted up. Loss of a yard, perhaps. Got Cortez Jones. He goes through that line like a rolling ball of butcher knives. He is going to take people out as he goes.
And he is a good athlete,
yeah.
But he's much more the Thunder to the Robert Giammo and Steve Hall's Lightning. He can really punish a front 7 and wear on them as the game goes on.
Jones remains the lone setback. Trips left. Glantz. Quick to Caldwell. Cuts it up the middle. Beat one man. Brought down by a second, and it takes 4 to bring him down. Gain of about 6 on the play.
I like this decision here on the RPO by Glantz to pull it and get the football into number 1's hands. You had 3 defenders for 2 blockers, but the third, that safety, was about 10 to 12 yards downfield, pretty much ensuring that you're going to get a solid pickup and make this a 3rd and more manageable.
3rd and 3 now. Glantz all alone in the backfield. Fakes, keeps. Oh, and he's brought down. Let's see what the spot is. Great play to bring him down by Buck Cobbs.
Where they're spotting the football, that's going to be enough for a first down.
Will they measure?
Far side officials telling the chain gang to move.
Whoa, it's a first down. Just enough. In motion, give to Jones, wants to turn the corner, tripped up, leans forward, back to the line of scrimmage, not much more.
The UCA front four has done a nice job of stringing these runs out when they've tried to get to the edge. Lindenwood's quicker hitting interior runs have bared a little bit more fruit so far here in this first half. So UCA front seven, very athletic. Between Walker, this linebacking core, the rest of that front four, they do a really nice job.
Keep an eye on number 8, Walker. Now he drops off the line. He's going to go back in coverage. Glance throws that way. Catch made, and they run him out of bounds. A quick look to Jones. Cortez Jones makes the catch, short gain.
And that time they dropped Walker again and only rushed 3. He was there to make the stop, but he is sure a special player, isn't he, Rammer?
He's amazing, and what a terrific kid, too. With the FCA, he's gone on missions, foreign missions, each of the last 3 summers. And they say he is as great a player as he is. He's a better individual, team leader, person, and he's one of those guys that believes in service and giving back, and he's just got a great, great future ahead of himself. Talking about David Walker. And a timeout on the field. This is a big play for Lindenwood at 3rd and 5.
And they're going to take some time to talk about this and get to a play that they like. You're at a point here where you may, if you pick up a couple yards, think about going for this. You're on the edge of field goal range. I don't think you'd want to punt it from inside the opponent's 40-yard lines. Under 8 minutes to go in the half, so this is a big down for Lindenwood.
We'll take a quick break and sort it out when we come back. 6-3, Central Arkansas leads Lindenwood. This is ESPN+. 3rd and 5 for the Lindenwood Lions. They talked about it. Let's see what scheme they came up with. Jones is in the slot. Glance under heavy pressure, steps up. He's in trouble and brought down just across the 40. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th down. Take a look at our series history presented by ServPro, the official restoration services partner of the OVC.
Well, we've got 9 total points in this one, quite the opposite as the first meeting between these two schools. Back in 2022, 52-49 win for the Lions. Saw 151 total points in that game to 151 offensive plays run. So we were quite literally in that game 2 years ago averaging a point per play, which is just outrageous. A lot more defense being played here in this matchup.
Terrific Patrick Turner, the Aussie. Going to try and pinpoint one toward the corner. They're going to let it go, or rather fair catch called for and made on the play. And not a bad kick to push him back inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line.
That's a great punt by Turner. That's about, if you could place it, that's where you want it, because if it gets too deep, pretty much beyond the 5-yard line, then the punt returner often is going to let that go and you have no chance to down it. But right there at the 5, great job to pin him back. And I really do think that was 2-down territory for Lindenwood had they gained anything positive on that 3rd down. But after Reese Thomas slipped in the flat, Glance then had to pull it down and try to make something out of nothing. Better to try to play defense and get the ball back.
McIlvain, Powell sets up in his own end zone. He doesn't mind. He takes the handoff. Nice little cutback. Spins across the middle, across the 10 to about the 12-yard line.
They've done a pretty good job of containing Powell in this game. He is an explosive back. The lateral quickness and the explosion has been what's been most impressive to see in person here from number 27.
2nd and 3. As they try to dig out of their deep territory situation. Powell again. He's going to try the right side. Heavy pursuit by Lindenwood. They're going to run him out of bounds. Maybe a short gain. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to give him the first down. He got across. He goes up the middle, he goes right. Let's see where he'll go next.
Be interesting to see how quickly UCA moves this here. Obviously, the whole field to go. You can, if you manage this right, ensure Lindenwood doesn't see the ball again.
Robinson and Bridges wide to the left side. Henry in motion, straight ahead. Powell has to make something for himself along the line of scrimmage, turns the corner and is run out of bounds, but he gets the first down.
Really great job by this offensive line for the Bears. They collapsed that entire left side of the line of scrimmage down. Powell able to see that and bounce it to the outside. It then became a foot race between he and Eric Gant, which Powell was able to win. Pretty easy ho-hum first down for this Bears offense. If they can get runs like that outside in space, they're going to like the result.
Robinson, slot right. Henry wide to the right side. Powell with McIlvain. They spin it to the left for Robinson. Beats one tackle, tried to break a second, and gets the first down to the 40-yard line. Nice run by Cam Robinson.
Yeah, well read by McIlvain. This is another RPO. It's just a numbers game. You see the numbers advantage on the outside, you're going to pull it and throw that every time and let your athletes go to work.
Lindenwood looking for a big play here to stop the momentum. Malachi Henry wide right. Powell inside. Stacked up, still driving his legs. 5-yard gain, maybe 6, all on his own, dragging the Lions' defensive line with him.
This has been an impressive drive so far by the Bears. Already 40 yards picked up on this drive as they work it out near midfield. It's been interesting to see Lindenwood's approach in the back end as well. They've played a lot more single high in this game than I anticipated. That typically has not been their identity under defensive coordinator Eric Inama, but they've challenged this back end with just the one deep safety, and so far they've done a pretty good job of holding up in coverage.
Robinson goes slot left, give to Powell. Little stutter step, finds a hole, beats a man. He's gonna go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Shunderick Powell for number 9, Central Arkansas.
50-plus yard run, and those missed tackles are just gonna kill you if you're the Lindenwood defense. Great run by Powell, getting into the second level very quickly, and once he does, able to make the safety miss and house it.
They come on for the point after, and through the uprights. Well, a very, very impressive drive and a thrilling finish to it for Central Arkansas. We'll take a quick break. 13-3, Central Arkansas with a 2-score lead. We'll be right back. This is the OVC on ESPN+. Gorgeous night in St. Charles, Missouri. Central Arkansas starting to feel pretty good about themselves, Zach Zook. 13-3 after really most of the first half, a pretty good defensive struggle.
Yeah, it certainly has been. That was a huge drive for the Bears to really take control of this game. 90-plus yards. I think it'll be 97-yard drive or 93-yard drive officially for the Bears, and they went down the field pretty quickly.
All the way back, fair catch made. And Lindenwood will take over, down 2 scores, 3:36 left in the quarter.
And now the ball in the Lions' court. Can they get something going offensively? A positive drive last time they touched the football, but it didn't end in points. Too many negative plays still for this offense if you're Lindenwood. Can you scrap something together here? Still plenty of time on the clock to go make this a 1-score game.
So the Lions will go with Robert Giammo now out of the backfield. The 5'8 junior, he's back there with Glance. Receivers all to the right side, the wide side of the field. Glance fakes the handoff, throwing deep, wants the quick play to Caldwell. Oh, what a catch! They took him out at the 50 in midair. What a play by Caldwell across midfield to the 49. Holy cow.
There's not much left for me to say about this. Just sit back and enjoy the show. One-on-one with T.D. Williams, schemed up well by the offensive coordinator Dusty Avorka, and I think Jeff may have gotten the wind knocked out of him on his way down because he did about a 180 as he came down to the ground with that football. What a catch.
Made him look like a helicopter there, and he hung on, hit the deck hard, but what a play. Now another pass across the middle, deflected. That's too bad. I think that was going to be a big pickup for Reese Thomas. Let's take a look at Caldwell's catch.
Good protection here. Glance is actually hot coming off the edge. Gets rid of it quickly, throws a pretty good ball, and it's actually underthrown, if anything. Great job by Caldwell coming back to grab that.
Tight end Abe Hare wide to the left side. Glance drops and almost threw it away. That play never did really click, did it? The timing never felt right.
It didn't, but if it did, they might have had a touchdown. That's how well this thing was set up. They had nobody over on this near side of the field if they were able to get it into the hands of Robert Giammo. Talking to Dusty Avorka this week, they went through the Kansas tape and talked about how many opportunities, particularly in the screen game, that they left out there on just bad timing things like that took away big 20-plus yard gains.
Caldwell back in the game. He's slot left. Thomas wide left. Glance, 3rd and 10. Throwing deep again. Can anybody get there? No. Boy, there was some hand fighting going on there. They play on. It's incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Sure was a lot of contact. I do think the no call from the field judge over there on the far side of the field is the correct one. A lot of contact both ways, and ultimately really good job in coverage by T.D. Williams. You've got to have a goldfish memory out there in the secondary. He was beat for the big catch by Caldwell. Didn't let him affect him, and made a nice play there on 3rd down.
Again, one empty play in a series kind of put Lindenwood back on their heels.
They just haven't stayed on track consistently enough.
Turner for the punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 11. 2:38 left in the quarter. Central Arkansas gets another shot.
So now if you're Lindenwood, the rest of this second quarter becomes about damage control. You've had some missed opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, but you've really played a pretty good half if you're the Lindenwood defense.
Creating turnovers is another thing. They played even with Kansas last week. First quarter even, but they forced 2 turnovers.
They sure did. Something that they struggled with a season ago. They've already forced 2 fumbles in this game, just haven't been able to get on top of either of them.
Straight ahead handoff for Darius Hale. Gains about 3.
Remember, you've got the 2-minute timeout coming up here in 24 seconds and counting. So no hurry if you're UCA. You also want to get this out of the shadow of your own end zone so that way you don't give Lindenwood a chance to put points up before half with good field position.
2nd and 7. Hale is the running back. McElvain to throw. Under a little bit of pressure. Nice throw across the middle and complete to the side. Nicely done as they find Cam Robinson, the junior.
Well, the protection held up just well enough. Stolsaltz was coming from the near side, but they had just enough time. McElvain knew where he wanted to go with that football, rolled out to that side intentionally, and did a good job of showing patience and poise in the pocket while Robinson cleared all the way to that side of the field.
2-minute timeout, 1:58 to be exact. 13-3, number 9 Central Arkansas leads Lindenwood. This is the OVC on ESPN+. For Central Arkansas, before we can start, we got flags.
Should push UCA back. Left tackle Justin Larry flinched. They're talking about it, though. Wonder if maybe that flinch was induced by the defensive side of the ball.
And they are going to march it. just short of the 26. Cam Robinson. Slot left, Malachi Henry. Wide to the right side. Handoff. Oh, boy. Wow. Darius Hale, I don't think he's used to getting stacked up like that at 225 pounds.
Yeah, Ashton Rustemeyer into the backfield in a hurry.
Rustemeyer, a hometown kid, went to Lutheran St. Charles, now playing in front of friends and family, and he made him take notice on that play. McIlvain, little roll, finds his man and brought down very close to a first down. Looking for the tight end Jordan Owens, and he's just short. Be third and inches.
Great opportunity for Lindenwood to get off the field. You had the procedure penalty that pushed the UCA offense back, then the negative running play there.
And the attack is on, a little shuttle ahead. Did he pick it up? No, it's a fumble, I believe. Whistles are blowing all over the field. They tried to get it to Hale, but that bounced.
Yeah, this is going to go as an incomplete pass. Lindenwood brought some heat.
Well, and I said third and inches, but it was third and 10, obviously, because of the penalty. And that space allowed them to just strap it on and go get him.
Sure did. Vincent King coming off the right side of the offensive line. He was the extra rusher, blew up the back initially in pass pro, and McIlvain, pretty good job there just to not take a sack.
Ronnie Thomas back to receive the punt. Under a minute left in the half. High end over end. Catch, fumble. Who's got it? Ronnie fell on it. Looked like it hit him in the chest and bounced, but he was able to dive on it and not turn it over.
Right through the breadbasket, but fortunate, as you said, Rammer, that the ball popped right back up to him. I still think if you're Lindenwood here, 42 seconds, a pair of timeouts. Glantz, I think, has shown enough control of this offense to be aggressive and push it down the field. See if you can't get some points before the half here.
Steve Hall out as the running back. He's going to go in the slot. 5 receivers running routes for Nate Glantz. First and 10 from the 29. Has some time. Throwing on the run, and it's complete. Tough catch.
Oh, they're rolling the clock. Lindenwood has to hurry up.
Hall with a tough catch out of the backfield. 2nd and 3. Glance again across the middle, or rather to the sideline for Caldwell.
Now you're down to just 2 or 3 offensive plays. So if you're Lindenwood here, maybe attack the middle of the field. You can call a timeout after each of the next 2. Whole field and whole playbook is at your disposal.
4 receivers to the left side. Who does he want? We got whistles. That formation, was that a little hinky?
I think it was just a timeout.
Did they get it? Yep.
UCA called the timeout.
Boy,
so
I thought they almost felt late, didn't it? But they got it.
It was certainly right about the time that they snapped the football. So they'll put the second back on the clock here. And I think if you get you figure you've got maybe 2 plays. About 7 seconds a play, 14 seconds here. One's got to be a chunk to get you across midfield. And then maybe you can get a quick hitter to the outside to get you on the edge of Seibert's range. He can kick it a long way now. NFL genes in his family, but obviously you're up against it with the time.
So the Lions send Fugit wide to the left. 3 receivers on that left side. Jeff Caldwell, the lone receiver on the right side, the short side. Glance. Once Caldwell and a little miscommunication. They were on different pages, and it'll be 4th down.
Nothing hurt. You always throw the outs out is how they coach it. So if you're going to miss outside, and you'll just kick it away, cover this punt, and get into the locker room down 10. Very positive first half, though, I think, for Lindenwood on both sides of the ball. Obviously, you'd like to put up more than 3 points through 30 minutes of football, but this defense played outstanding, and they had their chances to score in this first half.
Trey Bridges back to receive the punt. Patrick Turner, more traditional kick, drives him back. The catch made. Nice cut back up the middle. On his feet, Bridges out to the 45. Nice return.
It is a nice return. Good job by Lindenwood to get him to the ground because the starting field position is somewhat of a moot point. See how far maybe McElvain can throw it, or they'll just take a knee. Sometimes, you know, I always wonder in situations like this, is the risk worth the reward? Saw in the NFL game last night, Packers trying to push it down the field at the very end, got the quarterback hurt. So you've got to throw it 55-plus yards down the field. Is it worth potentially having your quarterback take a hit here when you're already up 10?
McElvain, he's going to take a shot. Steps up, now rolls for the end zone. It's a scrum. It's a drop football. Oh, for a second it looked like there was going to be a catch. Are they going to give him a catch there?
I think he caught it, but they ran out of club. 2 yards short.
Wow. Well, that was certainly worth the effort, wasn't it?
It sure was. if you're gonna come that close,
let's take
what
a look
do I know?
Let's take a quick look at this. McElvain lets it go. The catch, I thought he was deeper, but they kept him out of the end zone. Cam Robinson made it, but just a little bit short. Let's go to Jacob. He's down there with Coach Nathan Brown. Jacob?
Coach, take me through that first half. You guys had a little bit of a tough first quarter, but in the second quarter, you guys found some life. What was that spark that brought your team to taking this 13-3 lead into the half?
Assignments. I mean, we had a good first drive and we stalled out, missed field goal. But we're doing a good job. We're doing a good job sticking on our blocks. Our running backs are finding running lanes. We just got to stay ahead of the chains. If we can stay ahead of the chains and keep them all balanced, we're having success.
Now take me through that 2-point conversion on that first touchdown. What was the decision-making process on that?
Well, I thought we had numbers, and we really did. Their guy made a good play. I thought if Will doesn't, fumble the ball, he's in the end zone, and we get a cheap point that way. So unfortunately, we didn't get it in. I was going to be aggressive on our first touchdown. We had that plan in, so it's unfortunate, but we're fine. We're up 10 right now. We got to come out with the ball in the first possession of the second half and get some points.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
Bob, Zach.
Jacob, thanks very much. Thank you, Coach. 13-3, number 9, Central Arkansas leads Lindenwood here in St. Charles, Missouri. Halftime activities will come your way next. This is Ohio Valley Conference football on ESPN+. Charles, Missouri, Hunter Stadium on the campus of Lindenwood University, and a really darn good football game. 13-3, number 9, Central Arkansas on top with a big second quarter drive. And to talk about the recap of the first half, here's Zach Zook.
Yeah, look at the halftime recap presented by United Fidelity Bank. United Fidelity Bank serving their community since 1914. Well, it was a big turnaround offensively for UCA in that second quarter. Will McElvain was just 2 of 6 in the first quarter. They turned around the passing attack in a big way in that second quarter, and Nathan Brown spoke to it a little bit. They used the running game to sort of open up those lanes, and credit McElvain, he remained poised after Lindenwood's gotten some consistent pressure on him, but he's done a nice job, almost 300 yards of total offense, and on the defensive end, they've given up some explosive plays, but they've kept Lindenwood behind the sticks enough to where it really hasn't hurt them on the scoreboard. 10-point lead into the locker room. They get the ball coming out, and that'll be a big drive for both teams.
Here's my guess. If we were in the Lindenwood locker room, I think the coaching staff is talking about establishing the run and sticking with it perhaps a little more. Now, sometimes the opposition takes it away from you. You may want to try and run, but they don't let you. Then you got to go up top. So I get that, but I think part of their game plan going in was really staying with the run a little longer.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a good point that you bring up, because through 6 quarters of football, I think that's been one of the bigger surprises to me is Lindenwood's inability to run the football. It's something for the last 2 years that you and I have been doing the games at the FCS level. They've really been able to run it, maybe not as explosively on the tougher opponents, but they've had a solid run game pretty much every time they've come out. So far, that's been lacking for them consistently throughout the first game and change here. I'd imagine that will be a focal point.
Having said all that, it's only 13-3. The Lindenwood defense overall has been pretty darn good.
They have
holding
been.
Central Arkansas 13 points.
They have been. They had the tough drive there to make it the 10-point game there where UCA was able to march 90-plus yards. But outside of that one drive, they have been stellar.
We'll take a break. It's halftime here at Lindenwood University. Number 9 Central Arkansas leads it 13-3. It's the OVC on ESPN+. Would get the offense going. And Central Arkansas continue what they started in the second quarter. Time to find out on a beautiful night. If you're just joining us, big showdown. These two teams met a couple of years ago in a shootout. This one's been a defensive struggle, and we're underway. All the way back and deep, Cam Robinson. The middle, does he want to stay in the middle? No, he cuts it outside and tripped up. Oh, he saw daylight and was brought down at the last second. Let's take it down to Jacob Stanek, who had visited with Coach Stugart coming out of the locker room.
Thank you, Bob. I had a chance to talk with Stugart coming onto the field here for the second half, and he said throughout that first half it was more or less just his team kind of shooting themselves in the foot. They struggled to convert some crucial third downs, had a couple of difficulties on some crucial plays, but they made some adjustments in the half, and they're ready to go. Look at a comeback here in half number 2. Back to you.
Thank you, Jacob. Shunderick Powell in the backfield. Nice little scoop to him. Can't quite turn the corner. Good pursuit as he tried to get around the end. And we are delighted to have with us, she visits with us at least once every year, and it's a great time for us, the commissioner of the OVC, Beth DeBosch. Commissioner, how are you?
I am well, thank you, and I'm delighted to be here on such a pretty evening for great football.
Do we credit you for bringing the weather?
Oh, I wish I had that power. We all know I don't, but boy, what a night to watch college football.
Give inside handoff, and stacked up again. Second line of defense for Lindenwood. Got him going, and you know what? It's really interesting because talked about leagues, I wouldn't call it survival, but trying to find a way to have the best strength of position, if you will. You feel really good about where the Ohio Valley is right now.
I couldn't agree with you more. We had a wonderful meeting in the spring with the presidents of the 7 OVC programs and the 2 Big South programs, and the presidents agreed to come together to be even stronger as a league, and that's tremendous growth and progress.
Yeah, it feels like these leagues were about to be caught in the middle and getting strength. Like this, Central Arkansas is doing a similar thing with their leagues, and finding a way to remain strong and competitive is critical.
What's been really important for us, though, is we have agreed to operate as one. So we're really seamless in how we're maneuvering. It's presidentially led. Our office certainly plays a critical role in the administration of that. And from a branding standpoint, you'll see reference to both leagues, but from a more dominant standpoint, the reference to the OVC. And I think that will help us nationally get the recognition that we deserve for our good football programs.
Well, Beth, I know that you stay busy throughout the fall, well, really all school year long with your travels. Where have you been so far this football season? I know it's only week 2.
Well, I had the good pleasure to go to the week 0 game in Montgomery and saw an OVC win there with Southeast Missouri. Exciting play there.
Yeah, a big hit on Caldwell, who was going to try and make something happen and add to his repertoire.
That's right.
I've also been out to Gardner-Webb, which is a great road trip for folks wanting to head out.
We'll be there later this year.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a beautiful campus, and you'll get some terrific hospitality, a good football team. They have a close game going on right now. And I've also seen TSU. I was at TSU's John Merritt Classic last weekend, and while they didn't win today, they sure looked good last week and got a non-conference win for the association.
And Commissioner DeBosch, what are you kind of working on? Tease us a little bit with some things that you want to do. Oh, look at that big-time run. Well done by Steve Hall.
Well, it's an interesting time, as you all know, for Division I athletics, and we were just talking today. We need to focus on some of the things that make us strong. We're in the process of strengthening what we implemented for our strategic plan to really focus on men's and women's basketball is the first prong, football being then the second prong, with more investments that the presidents have supported.
You saw Abe Hare in motion and a handoff, trying to get to the first down mark, and he did. Nice work by Hall.
Nice run there by Steve Hall, who started out the game getting the majority of the carries. Then we saw Cortez Jones throughout much of the second quarter. Hall back in there to start the third. Couple of nice runs.
1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing on the run, kind of a jump throw. And a flag. And I believe Mr. Dylan Williams is going to get caught. Well, Commissioner, how far ahead do you plan your travel? Are we going to see you when we're on the road?
I actually don't know. I try to plan a couple weeks in advance. I usually see teams a couple times a year. I love going out. It's a fun time. It's a fun time of year. Additionally, we have commissioners' meetings coming up to talk about everything going on in intercollegiate athletics. So certainly that takes a little bit of travel time as well. But the fall is great, and we'll have fall championships before you know it. The first championship being the first week in November.
Wow.
With cross country. So it moves.
Commissioner, thanks so much for visiting with us. We really appreciate it, and I hope we do get to see you down the road. Come into the booth anytime.
You're most kind. It's always a pleasure to be here at beautiful Lindenwood.
Commissioner Beth DeBosch, and across the middle, to the sideline. Nice catch made by Abe Hare, who had a big game against Kansas, and a tough catch in traffic on the sideline.
Great to get him involved. He was their leading receiver a week ago against the Jayhawks.
Second and long, 2 now. Hare in motion. So is Thomas. Give inside for Hall. He got stacked up. No hole developed there and thrown for a loss. Steve Hall.
Lindenwood has sort of taken the approach when it's your drive, you're the back for that drive. But here on 3rd and short, this is where I'd bring Cortez Jones into the game to see if you could get a little push inside. And, well, number 0 just trotted onto the field. Start using the skill sets of the individual backs situationally as they get comfortable, and maybe you're starting to finally see that.
3rd and 1. It does sound like Cortez Jones territory. Fugit in motion. Jones bulls his way through, got an opening, got the first down, still on his feet to the 35. Big time. Cortez Jones, he's hopping mad because he saw pay dirt and couldn't quite get there.
James Jordan, the defensive back, was able to bring him down, but Central Arkansas saw the same thing we did in the booth. They trigger with the run blitz. The problem is, if you don't get him in the backfield, there's nobody on the back end. If Cortez Jones was able to make Jordan miss, he would have been gone.
Hall back in there now. He takes the handoff. Gets through the hole, still on his feet. One man to beat. Wraps him up. Still dragging his man and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. What a run by Steve Hall. Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside.
And how about this duo? We talked about the difference in style and the difference in skill set. You pound straight ahead in short yardage with Cortez Jones. Get your quicker back in on the very next play. They run the outside zone. Hall jumps through that hole, and then look at him finish this run for an extra 10 yards.
Keep an eye on Jeff Caldwell, way wide to the left side. He's trying to sneak out there. Instead, it's Hall again. Cuts it back up the middle. Very close. Inside the 1, Steve Hall.
That was blocked up well.
That is a big play to stop him short of the goal line.
You wonder if they throw the ball the rest of this drive. It might be 2 or even maybe 3 more stabs at it between the tackles if you're Lindenwood. They got the run game going.
It's Hall into a crowd. Push back. Did he get to the line? No. May lost an inch or 2.
And here comes Jones now, again in short yardage. And I would be surprised if anybody besides number 0 touches the rock on this next down. And to me, unless you end up with some sort of penalty or sack on this next play, this is 100% 4-down territory.
Jones in there behind Glantz. Caldwell to the right side. John Anthony wide left. The give. Cortez spins, brought down. They knew what was coming. They were ready for it. And he has dropped another small loss. Still inside the 5.
Looks like they are going to bring the field goal unit on. Cortez Jones slow to get up, but
I think though the extra couple of yards lost may have changed it, rather than being inside the 1, now just barely inside the 5.
Yeah, I think you're on it.
Logan Seibert. Kick is up and good. And the Lions cut it to a 1-score game. I think they played it smart. Some would say played it safe. I think play it smart.
Yeah, you get it to a 1-score game. You seize a little bit of the momentum back. A great start to this second half for Lindenwood. And credit UCA's defense. A really nice job in the red zone.
Big time. We'll take a break. It's the OVC on ESPN+. The Lindenwood Lions here at home at Hunter Stadium trying to claw their way back into this one. They made it a 1-score game. Number 9, Central Arkansas leads at 13-6. They'll get the ball right back, and Logan Seibert will be kicking it off. Cam Robinson back to receive. They go the other way. Takes a tough bounce, scrambles, scooped up, and covered at the 15-yard line. That was some intense hitting. And still going on, some extracurriculars. They'll sort it out. And as they do, let's take a look at our standings in the OVC. They got it sorted out. There you take a look. SEMO and Tennessee State. They're the top dogs, Zach Zook.
They are right now. A big-time tilt going on between a couple of foes that I think that expect to be up at the top towards the end of the season between SEMO and UT Martin. But Tennessee State, under Eddie George, head coach there for the Tigers, they're expected to have a big year as well.
We'll check in with those scores as time allows. And a quick pass to the sideline. Looking there for Trajan Bridges with the catch, gain of 5 or 6. Take a look at the quick scores and some good ones going on today and tonight in the OVC. And in particular, SEMO and Tennessee Martin, 14-14 at the half. McIlvain, sidearm, and first down. He came down and he went down under.
Yeah, he sure did. Lindenwood's sort of content to give them that out on the edge in the RPO game. Again, they're playing a lot more single high than they have in years past under defensive coordinator Eric Inama. Seeing a lot more of Kanapke as that single roaming safety.
Darius Hale in the backfield, man in motion, and they find him on the sideline. Bridges stumbled, was able to stay on his feet and then run out of bounds. He turned something out of what could have been a disaster.
Well, and if this ball is thrown right to Bridges, I think he maybe has a bigger gain. Lindenwood was scrambling, trying to get the linebackers out to defend that flat area there on the near side.
Little flip inside. Powell. Oh, boy. Here he goes down the sideline. One man to beat, and he beats him all the way in for 6. Sean Derek Powell. The Lions had a couple of chances. Once he sniffed it, he was gone.
What a nifty play here, drawn up by the Bears. Nathan Brown and Ken Collins, the offensive coordinator, can take the credit for this one. Whoop. Little pitch inside. Vincent King is fooled on that one. And then Powell just outrunning the entire Lindenwood defense, who was unable to catch up to him. 60-plus yards to the house.
Wow.
What a big answer for the Bears offense as they're set to take a 2-possession lead. Holding up the point after right now. All scoring plays are reviewed, so I think they had to get the confirmation that Powell kept both feet in bounds. They've got this little flying V formation here that they motion out of.
Jake Gaster for the point after, and he nails it. So a quick strike from Central Arkansas. That'll send you reeling a little bit, and now it's not only 2 scores, it's 2 touchdowns you're down.
And it's been Powell both times with the long touchdown run in the second quarter and then the long touchdown catch technically. That's going to go down as technically a 60-plus yard touchdown pass. Powell doing most of the work, though.
We'll take a break. Central Arkansas trying to open this one up 20-6. Can get another drive going to try and stay in this one. Jaden Padrick, Ronnie Thomas back to receive the kick. Jake Ward will do the honors. Catch at the 10. Nice work to stay on his feet and across the 25-yard line for Ronnie Thomas. So the Lions in decent field position to try and keep this momentum going.
They'll need to back up their last drive, which ended in a field goal. They came up just 1 yard short on that last possession, but they desperately need to punch something into the end zone here. And it certainly feels like the time is now as this UCA offense has gotten rolling a little bit.
Here they come behind Nate Glantz. He'll come out with Steve Hall in the backfield, and Abe Hare will be the tight end. Caldwell wide to the right side. Hare in motion right to left. Glantz steps up, steps back. They grabbed him, and he's brought down. He stepped into a trap there. They brought him down to the 20, a loss of 6.
Credit the back end of the Bears defense with this sack. Obviously, the corners and the safeties don't really have sacks, although we have seen Jaden Patrick record one in this game. But Lindenwood's offensive line gave Glantz enough time to get this one off, but there was just nothing there on the back end.
Darren Fugit in for Abe Hare as the Lions swap out tight ends. Two receivers left, 3 right. Where is Glantz going to go? Under pressure, gets it to the sideline, catch made. Short gain.
They're not even going to give him the reception. Hall landed, I think, with his heels out of bounds. So 3rd and double sticks. And again, it's getting behind the sticks. UCA's done a good job of winning first down, forcing Lindenwood into these obvious passing situations where they're really having to scramble. They have had some explosive plays in the passing game, though, so I'd look for a shot to number 1 here.
3rd and 15. Caldwell is wide to the right side. Can he get open? Pressure, stepping up and being tripped up. What great pressure. We were talking about that 3-man rush, but if you can get that kind of pressure with 3 men, you got to tip your cap.
Yeah, Williams rushing around the edge is able to get to Glantz that time, and the pass rush for the Bears dominant on this series. A pair of sacks, and Lindenwood backing up the bus on this drive. Not what they wanted.
Trey Bridges back to receive the punt. Patrick Turner gets it away, line drive kick. Bridges, little hesitation, straight up the middle. Has some room, wiggles through across the 40 to the 35. And they're going to mark it around the 33-yard line of Lindenwood. Unbelievable field position for Central Arkansas.
Credit the defensive front with the starting field position as well. Obviously a great return. UCA a chance to really take command of this game if they're able to put some more points up on the board. Now it's on the Lindenwood defense and Eric Inama's unit to try to keep them out.
You know, Nathan Brown, you can see when he was talking to Jacob Stanek at the end of the half. You can see it's a group that doesn't get too excited, doesn't get nervous, and they just keep doing what they do, and eventually they trust it to pay off.
Even keel. You never want to be too high, never too low, especially with kids ranging from 18 to 22 years old.
Give to Hale, pushes the line, gain of 5.
The more you can sort of keep those kids towards the middle, the more consistent effort and result you're going to get. We've seen that here from the Bears.
Call it a 4-yard gain across the 30 to the Lindenwood 29. They're going to go to Hale again. Was able to break 1 tackle, then a second, but then finally stacked up and brought down. Not much of a gain, if any.
Really good job by the Lindenwood defense to string this out. And a chance to get off the field or at least force a field goal attempt. Remember, UCA missed on a very short field goal earlier on in this game.
3rd and 4 from the 27. Kostmeyer, the tight end, setting up in the backfield with Hale and McIlvain. McIlvain wants to throw. Heavy pressure off his back foot for the end zone. Too far. The pressure made him go off the wrong foot, and he was fading away. That was a tough throw.
Yeah, credit Lindenwood. They have not been afraid to send him at McIlvain in this game. They've asked a lot of their DBs, and for the most part, they've held up. It would have taken a perfect throw that time in single coverage to beat Eric Gant. He was up to the challenge, and they do force the field goal attempt.
Be a 44-yard attempt. Snap back, ball down, the kick is up, and blocked! He blocked it! Could that be the big break Lindenwood's looking for?
A big play on special teams to set up. Great starting field position by UCA. Answered with a great play on special teams by Lindenwood. Jaden Patrick flying around the edge with the jetpack on his back to block that kick.
Big time play.
Heck of an answer by the defense. That keeps him right in it.
The cornerback Patrick made the play. Now Glantz perhaps can use that energy to get him going. Short gain on the handoff, maybe a yard. They're going to give him 2. Let's take a look at that block punt, or block field goal, excuse me. Wow, what a huge athletic play. Jaden Patrick, the junior from Tulsa. Wants to threw it low. Nice catch, though, made by Reese Thomas. Run out of bounds, gains maybe 3 or 4 to the 40. So still 3rd and 5. It'll be tough. These are the moments where Central Arkansas has really stepped up.
They've done a nice job correcting the run defense. They had some problems in their run fits on the previous Lindenwood drive, and 2 drives ago when Lindenwood was able to kick the field goal. They've corrected since then, and this feels like a big down for Lindenwood. I think they may review this last play to see if it was a catch. And I wonder if, in fact, this is going to be an incompletion. If you saw on the catch, Reese Thomas sort of hesitated a second, like he knew he didn't catch it. And then when he didn't hear a whistle, proceeded down the sideline. It'd be interesting if we could get another look at that to see. There was certainly a bobble on that low pass.
We'll take a quick break and sort it out. 20-6. Number 9 Central Arkansas leads Lindenwood. It's the OVC on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the play in question. It looks like it's going to go against Lindenwood on the call. Now look on the right sideline. I wondered, he looked like he did scoop it up off the turf, didn't it?
Yeah, you can see there. They're on the slow shot. Great job by our crew. You can see it sort of short hop there. So 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 5. Doesn't change things a ton. If you're Lindenwood, you're probably putting it in the air either way.
Glantz steps up, but not far enough, and is brought down from behind. That is a tremendous play by David Walker. Boy, oh boy.
Walker again, 2nd sack, and that's the matchup that if you're into offensive and defensive line play, that's the one that you had circled. Gareth Warren, a Reese's Senior Bowl watch list left tackle for the Lions against David Walker, a fantastic edge rusher for the Bears. Couple guys that could have a chance to play at the next level. That time Walker beat Warren.
Trey Bridges back to receive the punt for the Bears. I guess that was a fair catch. It was such a low line drive, he barely had time to get that arm waving, but he made the catch anyway, and it's at the 31.
It's a lot going on there.
Yeah,
you got to wave the arm, then get both the hands back under there. Nice job to not muff it.
Lindenwood now challenged to get a stop and get it back.
This has been a defensive struggle for Lindenwood.
Sean Derek Powell back in there in the backfield. Fake the handoff across the middle. Nice catch made. Still on his feet. And Cam Robinson gets the first down and into Lindenwood territory.
Really nice job there attacking the soft spot in this Lindenwood zone defense. That was a pretty clean window for McIlvain to throw to.
1st and 10 coming across. Robinson gets the call again, spins away from a tackle, still on his feet, finally brought down, a gain of about 8.
You've got to bring your arms at this level to make the tackle, and oh, we've got a lion down. It looks like Jaden Patrick.
It's junior Jaden Patrick, that's right.
UCA was able to get the edge blocking down with the receivers. I wonder if Patrick maybe was hit when he wasn't looking.
Patrick, a key piece to this Lindenwood defense. The 5'11 junior out of Tulsa had 2 tackles last week against Kansas. While they're looking at him, we're going to take a break. 20-6, Central Arkansas on top. It's the OVC on ESPN+. Patrick up, helped to his feet, walking under his own power. No idea, and we shouldn't speculate anyway on injuries. No idea what the situation was, but thank goodness he's up and walking and under his own power.
That's the important thing.
Now it's an opportunity for Will McIlvain and number 9 Central Arkansas to drive a nail in here. Oh, nice timing play. Got it to Robinson, who's having a heck of a ball game. He gets the first down. Close to inside the Lindenwood 35.
Just making Lindenwood defend the entire field from sideline to sideline. They've got the athletes, UCA does, to play that style.
Powell in there. This looks like a great time for the Bears to call his number. Nope, they're going to keep it. They faked it. They find Bridges, cuts it back into traffic, across the 20, another first down. Terrific run after the catch.
I really like the way Nathan Brown and Ken Collins have used Bridges. Obviously a dynamic returner. We've seen him in the return game numerous times tonight, but they've done a good job of getting him out in space and creating opportunities for him to run after the catch with the football.
Looks like Central Arkansas may be going for the death blow here. McIlvain thought about keeping it. They thought too much about it. Great pursuit and tackle.
Another lion down on the far side. Doesn't appear to be as serious as...
Looks like a leg cramp.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be as serious as the Patrick injury, but
at
any rate, we've got 15 left.
That'll end the third quarter of play. The Lions trying to stay pumped up on this one, down by a couple of touchdowns. 20-6. It's the Ohio Valley Conference on ESPN+. Quarter action, we welcome in Jacob Stanek, who has been taking a look at the fourth quarter action. We welcome in Jacob Stanek, who has been taking a look at the technology on the sideline.
Thank you, Bob. We look at a lot of the different rule changes. A big thing in the FBS is the in-helmet communication between coaches and players, but one thing on both the FBS and FCS level is instant replay on the sidelines. You see the tablets there. All the coaches are able to take a look at recent plays, something that has been implemented at the high school level and now officially at the NCAA level.
Tyon Berry with a catch, brings it back to the middle and inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Thank you, Jacob. There we see a look. The tablet sheriff.
Yeah, I was about to say, he is the man in charge of the tablets. You want a tablet, you got to go through that guy.
First and goal. Darius Hale in the backfield. with McElvain. The give to Hale. It opens up. Brought down about the 2. Tripped up before he could get into pay dirt.
Kanapke kept Hale out of the end zone, at least for the moment. If I'm UCA, again, I would just maybe pound straight ahead the next 2 downs. See if you can't put 6 more up on the scoreboard. So Lindenwood defense has played well, but they've been out on the field a little bit too often tonight.
Darius Hale is the senior, 225-pounder. And pound is what he does. No hole, so he creates one, and he's in for the touchdown. Darius Hale. And that makes it a really tough hill to climb for Lindenwood.
3-touchdown game for Lindenwood. Not mathematically out of it, but the hill just got a lot steeper to climb.
Yep.
Nice cut there by Darius, bouncing it to the outside. Lindenwood did a pretty good job of plugging it up on the interior. You can get a good look at it here. Certainly a lot of black shirts there in the middle, but Darius Hale, a good job to bounce it.
Gaster on the point after, splits the uprights. 27-6, 3 touchdowns away. Lindenwood is going to win their home opener. A long way to go, and number 9 Central Arkansas, Zach, they're showing why they're a top 10 team.
And the game script for the Bears has been pretty similar to the way it was last week. Slow start, but they have really ramped it up as this game's gotten going.
We'll take another break. Back to Lindenwood in a moment. 27-6, it's the OVC on ESPN+. Plus. (27-6) from the second quarter on. It's been a pretty dominant performance by the Bears of Central Arkansas. They have been very efficient. They've been tough. They've taken what the defense has given them. They have defended well. This has been a good ball game for them.
It sure has been. Again, took them a little bit of time to get going. I'm sure that's something Nathan Brown will continue to preach in this upcoming week of practice. But as they've gotten settled into the game, they've really sort of controlled it.
Ronnie Thomas, nice return for the Lions. And you can't get it all back at once, Zach, so you just say, okay, this has got to be an efficient drive. Let's get it, let's complete it, let's have points on the end, and then take it from there.
Yep, 1 play at a time. You can't score 21 points unless they had a crazy new rule to college football, so you've just got to take it 1 play at a time, and as you said, evaluate things from there.
Freshman Steve Hall getting more reps at running back. He's got Caldwell wide to the left side. He's caught 4 balls today. They gave him tons of room on the backside. Throwing on the run, it's complete. And a big hit, but I believe we're going to get a first down. Nice play. As they got it to Drew Krobath, young man from Fenton, Missouri, Rockwood Summit.
I don't think he was so smooth with that. Nate Glantz was. That was an RPO that I think he wanted to hand off. And with the mesh point messed up on the fumbled snap, he just flipped it outside to Krobath. What poise.
Faked it Cortez Jones. They want the halfback option. No, instead it's going to be a keeper and run out of bounds. Gain of about 7. Nice plays. They went to Krobath again.
A little surprised they didn't get a flag on the end of that as well. Williams there at the last second tackling Krobath sort of finished him off a couple of steps into the white.
They didn't give him as much progress as he would have liked. 2nd and 6. Fakes the handoff. Oh, and brought down. Didn't have time to complete the play. Terrific pressure.
Right off the edge, and it came in a heartbeat. Samuel Horton, the 6'3" sophomore from Alabama, bringing Glantz down for another Bears sack.
3rd and long 9. That's redundant, isn't it?
I was
9
just getting
is
ready.
long.
I was just getting ready to say, though, I feel as though you have said 3rd and long quite often.
They want to get more than that down the sideline. Can they get a flag? They cannot.
Flag in the backfield.
But there is a flag in the backfield.
Glance motion to the coaching staff that it's holding, he thinks, on his guys, which you would think would be declined.
Fourth down, they'll punt it away. You wanted a sustained drive, an efficient drive, and just didn't get it. Trey Bridges goes back to receive the punt from Patrick Turner.
And that's where I was sort of going with that. Was you mentioned 3rd and 9, 3rd and long. They've just been in that situation too often tonight against a really good pass rush like the Bears. They've gotten too many good opportunities to get licks in on number 18.
Turner, nice spiral punt. Sending Bridges back. Fair catch made. Back to his own 23-yard line. And that's where Central Arkansas will take over. We'll take a quick break. 27-6. The Bears of Central Arkansas on top. This is the OVC on ESPN+. Just under 12 minutes remaining, so there is time, but it looks like Central Arkansas is going to be controlling the clock as they look to run it there. Good pursuit by Lindenwood.
Well defended that time.
Let's take a look at our upcoming schedules and see what these two teams have in store for them in the near future. Upcoming schedules presented by Sunbelt Bakery, the tastiest flavors under the sun. I think for that read, we should have some of those bakery products up here in the booth. That's just one guy's opinion.
I second that vote.
Okay.
I sure do. Austin P, they are certainly a high-flying passing attack. We got a chance to see them here at Hunter last season.
Throwing on the run. Oh, a nice diving attempt on the side. Really a terrific effort by Robinson.
They've got a trip to a future FBS opponent there, Rammer, joining Conference USA next season, or the Missouri State Bears.
That'll be in Springfield, Missouri, and then St. Thomas. Then into the heart of the conference, you jump into conference play with Eastern Illinois on the 28th.
Tough opening schedule for these Lions.
3rd and 9. Inside handoff. Gain of a couple.
Just content to run minutes off the game clock are the Bears. That was by far the most conservative approach we've seen them take on any of their offensive drives.
They mark it at the 26, 4th down, and they'll come punt it away. Be happy to do so.
Frank Caldwell laying on the turf. Another starter
boy.
down for Lindenwood.
We'll take a break as they check him out. 27-6 our score. Central Arkansas on top. It's the OVC on ESPN+. So Central Arkansas punts it away. Catch made back inside the 35. We'll see if Lindenwood Lions can get that drive, that really big drive they've been seeking all night.
See if they can put together some efficiency. Maybe it starts in the run game. Their best drive of the game tonight came when they were able to really pair Cortez Jones and Steve Hall. And obviously, we hope Frank Caldwell's all right. Don't know the severity of the injury. We won't know that until next week. But that's the 3rd Lindenwood starter on defense that's gone down tonight, Rammer. Stolsalt's lost earlier on in the game. He's in street clothes on the sideline, and they lost Jaden Patrick earlier in the game as well.
3-man rush. Throwing on the run, found Caldwell. It's complete at the 39. Gain of 7.
Positive gain on 1st down. This is just, as this unit grows together. There's a lot of new faces on this offense. Obviously, a new starting quarterback in Nate Glantz. As they get more comfortable, you'll see them win more and more first downs as the season goes.
Fake the handoff to Hall. Maybe should have completed it because they chased down Glantz and threw him for a loss.
I don't know if he felt the pressure coming from the near side end. That was Horton again. He's made a couple of negative stops in the backfield against this Lindenwood offense, and I'm with you. I think that's probably a give. Tough to feel that pressure, though, from the backside of where you're reading it from.
3rd and 5. Glantz looking for the big play here across the middle. He gets it to Caldwell. It's complete. Got the big play to the 50 and across into Central Arkansas territory.
Well, that's a sight for sore eyes, because if Nate Glantz and Jeff Caldwell can establish that rapport to hit on a couple of those quick slants, that's when we saw Jeff start to put up some video game numbers in the non-conference slate, because he can take that slant to the house for 6.
They're going to mark it right at the 50. Hand off straight ahead. Hole opens up. Nicely done. Good play by Steve Hall.
I love how fast Steve hits the hole. There is no messing around in his game. He is a one-cut, foot in the ground, downhill guy.
2nd and 3. Goes to Hall again. Cuts it back. Gets the first down. Keeps driving forward across the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
You're seeing Lindenwood now. They're establishing a bit of a presence on the offensive line. They're running the football effectively. Now they've got UCA tired to where they've got to shuffle in and out the entire front 4. That's when they're going to be able to put drives together, establishing more of a balance.
Looking to throw. Pocket collapses. Running for his life is Glantz and throws it away. And a flag. Did he get hit going out of bounds?
He may have. Certainly not grounding.
Boy, the pursuit on Glantz was impressive. He had to get everything going just to get out of the way and get to the sideline.
Nothing for him downfield. Great job by the Bears secondary. And we'll sort this out. If it goes against UCA, it's a big penalty because it puts Lindenwood into field goal range.
That's Kyan Williams got caught unnecessary roughness.
A bad penalty there by Williams. Great pursuit.
Oh, yeah, the shove.
That is about
2 yards out of bounds and the shove.
5 steps too late. That's the easiest call the officials will have tonight.
So it marks it all the way to the 23. Glantz to throw, wants the end zone, has Caldwell. Touchdown! And a flag! They're going to say no catch.
He had it initially, and it was jarred loose by the DB, but it is going to be pass interference. This foul occurred in the end zone, so by rule, this ball should go to the 2-yard line.
2 back-to-back huge penalties. Let's take another look at it. Boy, it was a pretty ball, wasn't it?
Sure was. Put on the money. Credit the defensive back for staying in this. It's actually, I think, close to pretty clean there by L.J. Hewitt.
He must have hit his arms early, I guess, but not by a lot.
I'm a little surprised why they're marking this ball at the 8-yard line, because the foul certainly occurred in the paint.
1st and goal from the 8. Double pump, and we're going to ask Jeff to make an almost impossible play, and he almost made it. Second and goal.
Good read. They're on the same page. That was a back shoulder throw all day long. Jeff was able to flip the hips. If he gets his hands on top of this football, I think he has a better chance to bring it in. Obviously, you're asking him to do a lot, as you mentioned, Ram. That was a tough catch.
Cortez Jones back in the backfield. They give to Cortez. Puts the foot in the ground, fakes outside, comes back inside, across the 5 to the 4, but it'll be third and goal.
When he gets going downhill, it's tough to get him to the ground. A nice cut there by Jones. And if you're Lindenwood, again, I think this is 2-down territory. 2 chances to get into the end zone, which means you've got your whole playbook at your disposal here on third and goal.
Nobody in the backfield. It's just Glantz. He wants to throw. 3 men to rush. He sets up across the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown, Lindenwood. Sophomore Reese Thomas across the middle, back to the end zone. The big play from the sophomore from Lansing, Kansas, and a terrific throw by Glantz.
You wonder, too, if that might just be the play that they can carry over into next week. Finally, a touchdown for this offense. They were held out of the end zone in the Kansas Jayhawks game, held off the board out of the painted area to this point. Thomas does an excellent job beating the linebacker Benish for the touchdown. Great job to get 2 feet in, and Lindenwood with a scoring drive.
Let's take another look at it one more time. We'll let it play through. Just a nice throw. As he came across, somebody released, and he was in behind the linebacker. Nice play all the way around.
Yeah, Jace Benesh got hands on Thomas at the start, which is why Glantz had to be patient. He needed that extra beat for Thomas to clear the linebacker. Great patience shown by the McNeese State transfer, and Thomas a good job to haul it in.
So 27-13, you say, well, they've more than doubled you up. But for a team, Lindenwood, looking for something to build on positively, that's a good drive. And be honest, they were helped with a couple of huge penalties, but you take advantage of what's given to you.
They certainly did. And Jeff causes the penalty in the end zone. So that's not like a discipline foul like the one on the sideline was. And they did do a good job of punching it in. Now, if their defense can expand on what they were able to do the last drive, just a 2-score game, 7 minutes to go, they are not mathematically out of this thing. One play at a time, though, for this Lions defense, because I don't think UCA off this Lindenwood touchdown will be as conservative as they were on the last possession.
So the catch in the kneel at 20 at the 20-yard line. 7:08 left. So the last series we saw Central Arkansas being very content, grind the ball, make some plays, but they're not gonna go crazy, comfortably in front. Now what do? Do they have to pick it back up again, and can they?
I'd imagine that you'll still see them try to move the clock, but if they get into second and third and long, I don't think you're going to see handoffs again. Maybe high percentage completions, screen game, RPO stuff. That would be what I'd anticipate seeing on early downs from this offense, and I think they can pick it back up if need be.
Shanderick Powell take the handoff. There's your go-to guy. Up the middle, drags Lions with him across the 30. And a foul and a flag in the backfield.
And that's going to negate a really nice run. It wasn't necessary. They had the counter set up. They had the pulling guard. I believe the center came around as well. But it's the left tackle, I think maybe after the play that got called for too much.
Yep. Yeah, the play was already beyond him.
Didn't need to do it. And now you stop the clock and back your offense way up.
First down, but first and 20. So now if you're Nathan Brown, where do you want to go? Do you rely on Shanderick Powell? You try and get it all back at once? Let's see how they want to play it.
lot of big bodies in the game.
Powell stacked up, tries to run it outside. He turns the corner, but out of bounds. Well, you know what? He's so good when the called play doesn't work to find a way to get positive yardage. He's remarkable.
Yeah, there's the called play, and then there's the Shunderic Powell play after the called play. You're right. I thought that they were going to stop him for a 2 or 3 yard loss pretty soon after he touched the football, and they had to string him all the way out to the sideline. He's a talent.
Now Darius Hale back there with McIlvain. McIlvain dumps it off for Hale. Got some running room. Breaks one tackle and then a couple of more. Another strong run.
Wow, what an effort. 10 yards after contact, I think, on that screen catch. They first had him at the 20. He broke through that tackle, but then even when they wrapped him up at the 25, he was able to keep the legs churning all the way out to the 30, which completely changes the tenor of this third down.
Now it's 3rd and 5, and you don't feel like you're trying to climb a mountain there. 3rd and 5. See what you can do. Darius Hale in the backfield. Quick throw to the side. Well pursued. I think he's going to be short. Let's check the spot.
Lindenwood played nearly a little too soft on that far side of the field, but Eric Gant was able to fire forward and make the tackle right before the line to gain, and this is an interesting decision.
What do you like, Coach?
Feels awfully risky to me to go for it inside your own 35, but
if
the
you
allure
do,
of picking it up, you in essence kind of end the game if you're able to get a yard here.
Yeah, and even you say, well, 5 minutes left, we can hold them, but you don't want to give the other team hope. You don't want to let them up off the mat.
That's right. That's right. So they may just decide to kick it and play defense here. You just think, though, if they do pick up the yard, it's another 2.5 minutes every first down. So needing 2 scores, then you'd be down to 3 minutes left to go in the game. You could feel like you can throw the knockout punch right here. And I see the offense is on the field. It's aggressive. Because if you don't get it, then you've got problems.
And Darius Hale's in the backfield. Tried to draw him off.
They may try the hard count.
Hale wants to throw. There's a flag. Picked off. Intercepted. Big time play. Bringing it back. Still on his feet. Inside the 20 to the 15. What a play.
It's sadly not going to stand.
Nope.
They went with the hard count.
Nice play by Kanapke.
It was. Fantastic job jumping the passing lane. Not too bad on the return either.
Offside. Defense. The 5-yard penalty. Results foul. First down.
Take another look at it. That's a heartbreaker for Lindenwood.
Sure is. Could have taken your pick. Pair of Lions jumped in the middle. Jonah Rubadu, Ashton Rustemeyer.
There was some pointing like they were drawn, but the officials saw it otherwise.
Great play, though, made by Kanapke.
Mm-hmm. A little reverse. Nicely done. Open space. May go all the way. One man to beat. 10-5 and brought down at the 5-yard line.
Diving into the bag of tricks here late in the fourth quarter. Manny Smith on the reverse. They had numbers to that side of the field. Great chase down by Edwards to make sure that the Bears weren't able to punch it in. And a great block there out on the edge. Couldn't see the wide receiver that was able to spring him, but great blocking downfield.
Now a chance for icing on the cake. Driving, big hit. They bring down Hale. Mark it at the 4. McIlvain with Darius Hale. He's the finisher, isn't he?
Tough to bring down. See if they try him a couple more times. Can't imagine why they wouldn't.
Give to Hale. Cuts it back inside and waltzes into the end zone for another 6 for the senior Darius Hale. Made that one look pretty easy.
Yeah, a little power football. Jamal Mull, the right guard, comes around, gets a really nice kick out block, and they're able to use the tight end to throw a block as well coming across. So great job to clear it up, and really pretty easy for Darius Hale to find Pater.
Point after is good, and it's 34-13. And the score indicates a blowout, but it was sort of a grinding blowout, if you will.
It sure was, and you can feel the air let out of the Hunter Stadium balloon, as it were, as we get another look at the touchdown. Hale pretty much untouched. Big guys up front did a nice job. But I'm with you, Rammer. This Lindenwood defense hung in there. I think ultimately they just spent a little bit too much time on the field tonight. You could see that by way of they lost 3 starters. They spent a lot of time trying to defend this talented UCA offense. While on offense they have had some success, they've just sputtered a little on early downs too much.
Yeah, and as you pointed out, there are no excuses, and Coach Jed Stugart won't offer any. A new quarterback, number of new transfers coming in. Sometimes it takes a little time, and when you play number 22 Kansas and then FCS number 9 back-to-back, it's a challenge. It's a challenging beginning to the schedule, and for Central Arkansas to have such a bitter taste remaining from, quite frankly, a game that should be in the victory column for them. The league came back and said, yeah, they blew it on the replay, and the Bears should be 1-0 and going up on 2-0, and for them to come out and fight and, quite frankly, dominate, especially as the game wore on, you got to tip your cap. That's a good football team.
Certainly. And I think the response to be able to forget about that, have a good week in practice, come out here and play as well as they have on the road in a tough environment, home opener for Lindenwood. This place was rocking early. They've done a nice job of keeping this crowd quiet. Doesn't get any easier for Lindenwood either. They head down to Springfield next week to take on a Valley team in Missouri State, and a team that's headed to the FBS itself next season.
Nice catch and run on that play. Very nicely done. Robert Giamo hadn't got a lot of reps tonight, as we'd mentioned earlier. He's been mostly injured the last 2 years, so you want to be a little bit careful with it. Glance under heavy pressure, got the ball away, but he took a hit, and flags are flying. He got racked up a little bit.
Hopefully he's okay. That's the primary concern with the time and score now. Hit very hard by linebacker Tamorion Wilson, who has had a couple of those tonight. Made himself
Well, it's a collision game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, man, he announced himself on the opening kickoff there. As you get the announcement from the official. Glance lucky that ball wasn't picked off.
Take another look at it. Throwing on the run.
Could have been maybe targeting.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if Lindenwood can take advantage of the mistakes. They were certainly able to on the last possession.
Glance steps up, throws on the run. Nice catch, complete. Good play to Reese Thomas. And a first down.
A little wobbly there out of the hand, but Glance sort of scrambling up in the pocket. Does a good job to at least put this on the receiver.
To throw again. Sprints left, has to throw against his body. Catch made, nicely done by Fugit. Had to come back to the ball a little bit as Glance was under pressure, gain of 4.
Yeah, tight end working against a corner, and L.J. Hewitt there never quit working. Came back to the football on the scramble drill and picked up 5.
Throwing for the end zone, has a man, through the hands of John Anthony. Under duress and kind of throwing on the run to put it right there in the end zone and through his hands. That's a tough one.
Close, very close. They missed Caldwell earlier in the game on a similar play. Anthony had separation on the safety Eichelberger. The converted defensive back nearly had a big touchdown.
3rd and 6. Glance across the middle. That was dropped. Such a big play. Throw back. And now a flag to bail out the Lions. I know Drew would love to have that back. He was trying to run before he actually secured it.
Probably one Drew should have come down with, but also thrown well behind the receiver. And they are going to be able to that's what I think is going to be a targeting call here. Now all targeting calls are reviewed.
Personal foul. Yeah. On L.J. Hewitt.
So they'll have to review this here.
And we should have our 2-minute timeout anyway. 1:56 left. We'll take a break. It's the Ohio Valley Conference ESPN Plus. 34-13. I want to review a targeting call. And Zach, it was pretty obvious once we looked at replays. Let's take a look and show the audience what we saw. And there's the helmet to the face mask after the play.
Yeah, fortunate here that Crobath is okay, especially a player that missed his first year as a student athlete due to injury. But Hewitt got his money's worth on that one. And an interesting kind of note here on the rule, if you're deemed a defenseless player, which in this case Crobath would be, not secure with the football at that point, it doesn't necessarily have to be the crown of your helmet to their helmet. Even if it's a shoulder pad, if you're rising to make contact, forceful contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless player, still is by rule targeting. So I'd be surprised if they didn't uphold this one. They're not moving the football.
No, they are not, are they? Well, the referee just left the headset. Let's see.
Wow.
Huh.
That's shocking, to say the least.
So 4th and 6. Number of calls had gone against Central Arkansas, and that one goes in their favor. Now Lindenwood has to make something out of it on 4th down. Quick look for Caldwell. He tried to spin. It was a drop. Lindenwood will turn the ball over.
Glantz wanted to get it out quick, realizing that with Caldwell on the slant route, he was going to enter that first window with the backer coming out to guard the flat area, so he tried to get it out of his hands as quickly as he could. I don't think Caldwell maybe was expecting the ball that soon. Also throwing a little bit behind him.
Right.
Tough way for that drive to end.
McIlvain comes out, try and finish this one off. Sean Derek Powell back there with him. Powell, found a little bit of an opening and took advantage, gains 8. What a night he's had. He and Hale that's quite a duo.
Sure is, and when they get the blocking up front and these guys can get ahead of steam, they are awfully tough to stop. Powell's just so quick and explosive through the hole. You think you've sort of got him hemmed in, and the next thing you know, he's into your secondary.
2nd and 4. Powell again. Try the left side, turns the corner. Good pursuit, stops him from the first down.
Big block thrown on the left side of the line of scrimmage by this Bears offensive line.
By the way, I didn't mention on their 2 deep depth chart, everybody, all 10 are 300 pounds or more. I'm sorry, 9 of the 10, and the one that's short is C.J. Rayborn. He's 295. Everybody else is 300 or bigger. They've got what it takes. Handoff to Hale this time.
You combine that with the talent they have in their backfield, it's no wonder this is a top 10 team in the FCS. The poise that McIlvain brings them at the quarterback position as well. They've got athletes all over the place. This is going to be a team to beat in the FCS for sure.
McIlvain out of Des Moines, 6th-year guy. This will be the last year for that throughout the NCAA. With the red shirts and injuries and transfers and COVID. And this will be the last year for it, but the folks that have him, regardless of the sport, it's a big advantage. And the kneel down. Central Arkansas, I got to tell you, Zach, very impressed with them. You need a big play, you can get a big play. You grind it out and work to establish whatever part of your game you're talking about, defense, offense, running game, whatever. They're willing to be patient and grind and get where they need to go.
I think that to me, they are strong where you've got to be strong on this roster. They've got a senior quarterback. They've got a pair of backs that can really hurt you in numerous ways. They've got a big offensive line that can really move people and get a push up front.
Some nice receivers.
Yes, some nice receivers. Bridges in the return game was spectacular. You've got the edge rush that was dominant tonight. Some backers, they played well on the back end. They are just good at every level, and they're going to be a problem in the FCS.
Let's go down the field. We'll talk to, we'll send it to Jacob Stein. Jacob.
Coach, got a little bit of that. You got a touchdown in the end. You got a little bit of spurt in that fourth quarter. Take me through the second half and what really brought that team to life, even if it was just for a few minutes.
Well, first of all, I got to hey, let's go. Yeah, first of all, we got to I mean, it's just we do some great things and we take a couple steps back. We have a chance there on a 4th down, we get a pick, then we jump off sides. Like that pick, everything was going to be a pretty big 33 point.
About to back you up.
killers out there on the field. Thank you, Jacob. Hard-fought battle, two tough teams, working it out. Coaches get out there, they separate them and get those things done. 34-13, the final score. Good football game, a beautiful night in St. Charles, Missouri.
And certainly a lot of positives for Lindenwood to build on as they head on the road to Southwest Missouri, Springfield to take on the Missouri State Bears next week. And I'm sure that's what Coach was sort of alluding to. You know, they do some positive things, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with some uncharacteristic, unforced errors. So they should continue cleaning that up. 17 transfers, a lot of new faces. They will get to where they need to go by the time the OVC play starts.
And because it is such a new team, despite some of the veterans we've seen for a few years, when these first 4 games on the schedule, this is their learning process until they get into OVC conference play.
And, you know, I spent some time talking with the coaches about that because last year they opened up with Division III Wisconsin-Stevens Point, who they were able to score 70 points on. And as good as that is to build confidence in, I think that the coaching staff preferred this start better, although it's infinitely harder to challenge. Certainly, Kansas is top 10 UCA, Missouri State then on the road. Hard to imagine the top 3 game stretch to open, but you learn and get up to speed so much faster that way than you do by blowing out an opponent.
And then St. Thomas comes in, a team, and you don't know, you really know what they have. So that part of the schedule, that first third of the schedule, is where you find out who you are and what you have to do to get to be where you want to be. So that's going to wrap things up here. Fireworks here at Lindenwood University. Again, a beautiful night, great crowd, terrific performance by number 9 Central Arkansas. They win at 34-13 here at Lindenwood University. So for Jacob Stana and Zach Buck, I'm Bob Ramsey for our terrific big crew. Everybody here at Lindenwood who are our hosts, we appreciate you being with us. Once again, the final score, 34-13. And good night from Lindenwood.